Watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive, this is Trap or Dive.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of Trap or Dive Podcast. I am your host of the Trap or Dive Podcast, Mual. Dre is on the way. AJ, I think is situated. Let me go ahead and give him a test run right quick, see if he's good to go. Add him to the stage, man. What's up, AJ? You good, dog?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
You know, just had to do my little pimp lint to had to hit the Lynell before I.
Oh yeah, we started early. Yes, sir.
All right, that's hilarious, bro. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But everybody else on the YouTube side, Twitter side, Twitch side, however you watching, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, especially on that YouTube side. We appreciate that. Twitter, Twitch, if you can, try to migrate over to the YouTube side, get the subscribers going on that side. We appreciate that. Audio, man, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit the button. You know what time it is, man. Hit us with a rating review if you can. It takes 10 seconds to do so. And it's free to show you support that way. Like I said, Dre is on the way, but we got Lynell Willingham in the building, the virtual building, of course. Lynell, what's up with you, Blair? We ain't talked to you in a little minute on here.
I'm about to say, man, yeah, we made it work tonight. I'm ready to go because y'all, man, I've been loving what y'all been doing, by the way, obviously. But yeah, AJ is the wildest, man. You my man, though, so man, my square.
Hey, man.
I'm about to say, funny thing is, bro, that since we've talked since the last time we talked to you, I think you've probably had 1 million people call you out your name, cuss you out, try to discredit you, and I think it's hilarious because I don't think people are capable of disassociating, like whether or not they like your takes or not, or even just kind of objectively view you as a person who understands football and has an opinion about certain things. I don't think they can disassociate the fact that, like, one, you're a host, but also like whatever personality that they drew up in their head about you on radio, like you're still yourself. And I'm like, it's crazy. Like people always get that they always like draw conclusions of like what they hear versus like who the person is. I'm like, it's so hilarious hearing people go crazy on social media. And then I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, they don't really be chilling, bro. Like, I mean, he say what he say on.
Yeah, I'm eating it up. I ain't gonna lie in the pause, but yeah.
I think there's beauty in it, and I mean I've told Lynell in this. I told him this privately. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, you are the youngest in charge. When you look at the landscape of DC media, this is a major market, and when it comes to sports, there's not many guys with your background that can talk that talk, especially when we talking about football. We ain't talking about hockey, but you play ball. You feel me? Like no disrespect to any of the other guys, but they don't know the nuances of the game. They don't know the intangibles of a locker room or personalities. Like they don't know the sweat equity in that front. And you just giving your opinion. That's all you can do. Like, do I agree with everything you do? Nah.
I be saying all the time.
But I mean, I know I say, yeah, I know I got some crazy opinions, and it's sometimes I'm driving in the car and I might be listening to Lynell on radio. I'll call into the show. You feel me? And we'll have that dialogue. I just think that a lot of people aren't used to someone that looks like us within these platforms and having such a strong opinion. And it rubs them the wrong way, but that's cool. That means they're tuning in to even hear what you're saying.
Bingo.
So that's all that really matters, because if it didn't matter, they wouldn't be listening to you. Like I don't watch FS1. I don't give a damn what they got to talk about. You feel me? So I don't have an opinion on what they got to say. But with this particular team, there's a lot of things to talk about, especially with them trending in the right way. And, as we kick off our show, we're going to talk about one of those guys that you've seen out there today, with the hoodie on.
Yeah, man. So the Terry thing is like weird because I'm gonna start off by saying like, this is what I've been trying to say recently. First of all, it was good, Dre. Dre in the house.
Hey, we need Nell to tell us if he can read lips. Did you read their lips?
Well, Mual already was on it. I'm about to say, I seen Mual was on it. I seen somebody else was on it.
Straight bullshitting. I don't know what the fuck they said.
I know Mual ain't know. He would have told us.
So the first with the lip reading, John, I think I saw a tweet. Someone said, I would have reached out to you or something like that. So I don't know.
They got the AI thing going on. I'm like, bro, like, can we not do this, bro?
I love it though because people are geeked out over this, John. I love it. But y'all know how I feel about it. If you listen to me, you read my tweets. Like this offense can't function without Terry McLaurin. I really don't believe, like with this schedule. Not that they can't function. Let me see. This is where I get in trouble. I hyperbolize the word off the rip. They're really going to be dependent on Jaden Daniels being a superhero without Terry McLaurin, because it's easy to when you have a 60-yard bomb, and that's Terry's probably the only guy in this wide receiver room right now that can consistently take the top off of defenses. That's easy money for you. It stops you from having to go 15, 16 plays to score and stops you from having to be perfect. And I think if you want to talk about the best version of Deebo Samuel, the best version of Austin Eckler, even the best version of Jalen Lane, you need Terry McLaurin to be able to, stress defenses vertically and take the top off and create space underneath for those guys to work. Because if there's no Terry McLaurin out there, I don't care if Noah Brown's out there or not. I know that's been the new thing, is like, oh, well, Noah Brown's not there. Noah Brown's a great professional receiver. Like, I'm not discrediting him at all. If he's your number one guy leading your offense, then you may have some slight issues. Like, I think he's like a good number 3. And we're asking him to be the one if there's no Terry. And I think that just takes away from everybody else. And I'm playing man-to-man across the board. And I'm putting a spy on Jaden Daniels and living with the result and forcing those guys to beat me. And I don't think they're prepared to play that way. Although I do think Cliff, and y'all know watching tape, like, drew up some schemes last year where he was getting guys open with the pen. So, like, I'm not saying they'll be completely anemic, but it makes it way more difficult for no reason, which is partially why I don't understand like what's going on here, why this is taking so long, because it's not like Terry's just going to hop in and it's going to be some seamless transition. He's just going to be back integrated into the offense. Think about all the convos we had last year about them not being able to get him involved. So it's all interesting to me. But the one thing about the offense at this point, I feel like you haven't been able to see Jaden Daniels' legs on full display and like him doing some of the magical stuff because you're in a practice setting. You're not going to be able to touch him. So it's interesting. He got frustrated out there today. That was one of the first times I've seen him like get mad at like he was trying to say he wasn't sacked, but he was clearly sacked or may have been sacked, but he can't go out and play. And you're starting to see maybe frustration set in a little bit.
Well, Lynell, let me ask you. Yeah, I just want to ask Lynell this real quick because I listen to Lynell on the radio a lot. I try to hit him up when I do listen, but I think you have been kind of gearing towards if Terry is not around. This is the first part of this. If Terry's not around, this team, do you think they're a playoff team? And secondly, there's no way you think this bleeds into the season because Terry can't afford to sit out for. I mean, he could probably sit out a game or two, but he can't sit out a whole season or even a half a season given his contract situation and his age. So that's a two-part question for you.
So, okay, so as far as like the Kenny sit out part, I've been trying to like dig and talk to people on that because I don't understand the CBA maybe as good as some other people do. And I don't think nobody really understands it, which is why no one's trying to go to this layer of the conversation. He technically can get paid the first 6 weeks of the season, I think. If he's on PUP, he misses the first 4, then you got to activate that 21-day practice window. So that's at least 2 more games. You get paid game checks for being on PUP, I believe. So that's an avenue for him to get paid. But that would obviously have him be really petty with it. And like people just don't think he's willing to go that length. But I don't think people really know who he is as a man and his character either. Like he's not playing about his value. You feel like he's being played with right now. And anybody knows in any facet of life, you feel like you're being disrespected, you're going to maybe get out of your normal character element and, you know, try to be, I'm not saying he's being like spiteful or petty, but like he's got to use every bit of leverage that he has. And I think them placing him on PUP is like underlying leverage for him, like low key, because he could just say, okay, I'm not passing the physical. You can't pass me. Then grievances get filed and they can get messy. But as far as like them being a playoff team without him, with this schedule, I don't know. I can't confidently say yes. Like I think Jaden is a special quarterback. I think we saw that last year, but he's also got to do it again. Like teams are gonna have tape on him and the offense, and it's not just about we keep framing it like teams are gonna have tape on him. It's not really about him. It's the offense and like predicted tendencies and things like that. It's gonna be harder for them to manufacture offense, but especially without Terry. So it's for them to make the playoffs without Terry. Like he would have to go crazy. We're talking about him probably being firmly in the MVP conversation, like top 3. At worst, you know what I'm saying? So can they do it? Yeah, sure. I think like this is football, anything can happen. But like I wouldn't bet on it if they're not gonna have Terry. Like, no.
Yeah, I think just to help you out with that conversation, Lynell, with the PUP list, yes, it can protect the player, but in this situation, it would be hurting Terry to stay on that PUP list during the regular season and miss 6 games because ultimately, the reason why he'd be doing it, he wants a new contract. So now if you miss 6 games, you're hurting yourself from being able to put up the stats that you could utilize to help you get a new deal as you're about to turn 31 next year. So it just wouldn't make any sense. And I think that's why Washington understands their power, which is you don't necessarily have to force this extension if you're Washington. You can slow walk this as long as you want to because you're in control. At some point, this player has to give in to cash his checks. Terry is not going to walk away from missing 6 games and now hurting himself in future earnings or miss actual games where it counts and losing game checks upwards to $1.2 million per game missed. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I think that's the frustration that Terry is going through because honestly, on his side, they started with these tactics so late into the process. I mean, there you go, waving. Why something always flying around you, bruh?
I got a gnat in my apartment. I don't know. I got a gnat in my apartment. You know how summertime get. I have my balcony open.
It's hard to get rid of them jokers.
Okay, you just distracted the hell out of me. But side question. When you posted the video that you did, walking up, giving your report of the inter squad scrimmage today, did you not think, let me redo this?
No, What?
Bruh, you walked up, you swatted at Bugs for 2 minutes.
I got the info out, man.
You started
I got the info out
and
clear.
everything.
That's all that matters. Y'all can have the back end geek. Y'all got that.
I was like, oh, he really trying to be one take shorty. And then
I almost cussed on this joint. This somebody tried to say, I think it was you. They tried to say something about how I was walking. If y'all don't know the joint in Ashburn,
I know,
like the joint is real life divots every step. I'm trying not to. My knee already on shreds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know it's messed up. That's why I said to you, why are you trying to walk and report? Who asked you to do that?
But, why did that bother you, AJ?
Bruh, did you see the video, Dre?
I did see it. I was just wondering, why did that bother you? He just looked like any other reporter that walks and talks.
Bruh, because it was like
I'm not even swatting.
I thought you was trying something new. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was like my man was walking like a cripple, bro. Like that joint was like throwing me off. Like I'm like, damn, my man.
I'm trying.
My man handicapped.
You know the divots walking down to the field. The joints are crazy. They have like potholes in the grass.
But yeah, back to what I was saying with Terry, man. Washington holds every control to make him play. Now, him getting back into football shape, he got to make that decision real quick. Like we're right around the corner from regular season starting. So this little fake ankle injury, he still got to get into football conditioning. So he may not get this extension at all, but at some point he has to say, hey, I'm just going to do what I got to do for the rest of this year. Let's ask the team to guarantee me my money, maybe give me a little bit of a bump so I can get over the 21 million mark, because I think that's what Debo is getting as his guarantee for this season. And let's go play ball, because at this point, Adam Peters has no reason, or the Washington organization,
they want to win.
Force an extension to happen. Yeah, you can want to win, but you know deep down inside, this guy is not going to sit out and miss game checks. Or utilize
he wants them to be thinking like that too. I'm telling you, it feels like Terry this whole time has been moving with this mentality of, okay, try me. And that pup is really his little crutch.
But then he'll be pissing on himself, Lynell. He'll be pissing on himself if he sits out.
I just don't think he's going to risk what's down the line for like a short term issue.
Is him missing the first 6 weeks really going to cost him a big money?
Bro, it's going to cost him. It's going to cost him big money in the future, but it's also going to ruin something that matters so much to him, his reputation.
Now, let me ask you this, bro.
He will forever change the way that he's looked upon right now.
Why? He's negotiating just like any other.
So now let me ask you this. Let me kind of let me see, like, if you I mean, we all know it's a risk. So I would ask you, like, if you were in Terry's shoes at your respective position, right? At your position, and you wanted your new money, would you risk missing 6 games to prove a point? Like, just so you can feel like you gain some leverage? Because put it this way, the worst case scenario, and let's say for your position, right? The worst case scenario for you is I guess Johnny Newton, he's the youngest. Johnny Newton or Devontae John Baptiste, whatever his name is. Like, either one of them, right? They take off, they explode, and they on the scene, like they get you like 7 sacks. They're clearly ascending, right? And the defense is like a top 10 defense, and Washington is, after the 6 games, they're 5-1. Who the hell thinking about Terry? Nobody cares about Terry because they winning, and they got somebody that's producing. Well, no, what I'm saying is that's the risk that's exposed if you're talking about if you want to fight for.
But then if you're Terry, it's like, what's more likely? What's more likely, them struggling without me and losing, or them playing well without me and winning? And I would say them struggling is more likely.
But Lynell,
if they're 4-2, run this risk of like, do I want to start off slow? Hold on, here down the drain.
If they're 4-2 or 3-3,
there's no way they're 4-2 without Terry.
If they're 4-2 or 3-3, if they're 4-2 or 3-3 after,
you know how hard it's going to be.
Who cares what their record is? Who cares? Terry is barely getting over 1,000 yards playing every game.
Hold on, wait. No. It's
not about that. It's about what he means to them.
If they're 4-2 or 3-3, and you got an offense that's a top 10 after those 6 games, Like they're clearly productive. It's not the offense that's why they're losing. What does that mean for Terry? If they're still productive, if they're still getting points on the board, but they're still up.
And if I get $1 million check, what pair of shoes am I going to buy tomorrow? That's not happening. Like they're not going to be 4-2.
That's very.
Without Terry McLaurin.
I feel like the idea of that it being impossible is impossible in itself. Like it's very possible.
It's not impossible.
If you're talking about Jaden Daniels leading the helm, and you still got Deebo Samuel, Zach Ertz,
they have nobody on the.
You got
I'm
three
telling you,
people.
man.
You got
Trey
three people that you can
Marshawn
rely
Lattimore
on.
look like Darryl Green and Deion Sanders out there right now, and it's because
I believe you.
Not saying that they're not good.
To them.
Not saying that they're not good, but Luke McCaffrey is a borderline not NFL wide receiver. Like I'm watching it. They can't, dude. Jayden today, bro. If you were charting his passing, bro, he would have been like all of his completions were underneath and on the screen. They can't win on the outside. Like they.
Okay.
It's like
let me
like
ask you this.
That's Terry's leverage, and I know we are trying to. I don't know if people are like really buying into that, but like I think that's partially a thing. But like it also just goes back into like you're missing the running game element right now. So I don't want to. It's hard to all the way evaluate it.
So much that's missing.
There's a lot that's missing. I will give you that. But bro, if they don't have Terry in week 1, I don't got them beating the Giants.
Name a cornerback from the Giants, bro, that you respect.
We don't have a receiver that other teams respect, though.
Oh my!
We're rolling out
Deebo Samuel.
Debo, yes, you have
Debo. But most importantly, you have the pure definition of a dual threat quarterback in Jaden Daniels. You gotta respect that. So it's like you know most of the games that Cliff was calling up was in between the numbers as intermediate plays. It wasn't, and Jalen Lane can run. If we need a person to just run fly routes, he can do that. So I think that's even why you didn't see him necessarily run certain routes within the preseason game week 1. I get your concern, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like Terry McLaurin is Jamar Chase to where if he's not on the field, this team can't produce and win games or compete at the same level that they were at last year. I mean, Terry ain't the greatest wide receiver on the outside either. So it's just like he brings something to the table. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think I've seen a contested catch by a player not named Debo or Zach Ertz all camp.
Hey, well, let's
the ball hits the ground, bro. Yesterday, before the team scrimmage, yesterday there was a 20-minute jog through that. I think it was Sunday practice. Bro, they're in the red zone. It's the first team offense. They don't score. The ball hits the ground every play. Like no one's coming up with the ball. Like on the perimeter. It's gonna be a lot of Zach Ertz. Obviously, Zach Ertz is another guy that's gonna be able to help you manufacture stuff and make you not completely inept. But like I'm trying to just hit home on the point that they don't have like pro personnel, it feels like, outside of Debo. KJ Osborne has been like he's the guy that I'm like looking at, like maybe him or Gallup like catches on, and the little Tay Martin has come in and made some plays right too. Now. But like Gallup or KJ Osborne is the other. Jalen Lane is, I don't know. I worry about, he can fly. I give you that, but he dropped. He had one of the plays today, Jaden put it in the breadbasket. One of the only times that they actually got loose deep. Trey Amos is right on his ass, but the ball goes through his hands. Like it's a drop. It's not even like Trey tipped the ball. He dropped it. Jaden overthrew. Debo won earlier today, but there was a quick pressure, so Jaden overthrows the ball. But their offensive line's not out there healthy either. But like, I don't know. I think we're underscoring the impact that it's not even about his numbers or the production. It's the respect he gets. He dictates coverage. Like, and then the concepts work better because you got a guy on the perimeter that's dictating coverage. Like,
well, hey Dre, I want to give you the floor. I just want to make a statement, and then you got the floor. And let's transition from Terry after this.
This is my last thing anyway.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, like, I don't think you're wrong in terms of Terry's importance and what he brings to an offense, just from a schematic standpoint, a game planning standpoint. But I think it's important to know, like, it's not out of the realms of possibility, like, to know that Terry has been on the field in several seasons, specifically last year. Let's just go to last year, where there was times where he was on the field and non-impactful, and like it was a huge conversation. And I think for Washington, I want to be clear. I don't think that he's sitting out. I don't think that he's going to miss any games during the season. Like, I don't think that hypothetical or that possibility even exists in my head, right?
Same.
So I think he's going to be on the field come week one, new contract or not, or extension or not. But I think for Washington's sake, like, Cliff Kingsbury is very aware of like who he has and what his strengths are. And I think for Washington, like, what we're missing, the element is like Jaden Daniels is a bona fide superstar, but also you have ways to game plan other people into your offense. And what we're not seeing in training camp and even the first preseason game is how we're going to work a specific opponent and how Jaden Daniels is going to get this offense moving. Zach Ertz is going to be involved, but also how Deebo Samuel is going to be involved as well. But that's just not Deebo. It's other receivers who can make an impact, and even Austin Eckler to that extent, right? So that's kind of my statement. I'm off the Terry thing. Dre, you got the floor. We can keep it pushing. How much time you got? How much time you got, Lynell? Because I don't want to.
I'm cool.
All right, cool.
No, and Mual, actually, you kind of actually hit on the note that I was going to hit on is that in training camp, I don't really think you see a true game plan from like a Cliff Kingsbury, so to speak. Like, I think for the most part, Lynell, and you probably could speak to this better than me because you're out there all the time, but they're not really game planning in these sessions. They're just kind of probably evaluating and seeing what these guys can do. And the defense is always going to have the advantage. Now, that's not the kind of excuse what the offense is doing, because one of the things I wanted to talk about today was, I've heard the offense hasn't looked as smooth as you want them to look all off season, not even just, through these last couple of practices or whatever. But my thing is, I don't think you're seeing the true game plan of what Cliff is going to do on a weekly basis for an opponent. So those are some of the things that, are not showing up, because if Terry's out, then you have to pivot to other things. You have to pivot probably more to the running game. You probably have to lean on Jaden's legs more so than the passing game. So I think those are some of the things we're kind of missing when we talk about, the impact of what may happen when we have to face games. Now, the hypothetical is Terry, possibly missing games, which I'm with Mual. I don't see Terry missing any games. I just don't think it's beneficial to Terry at all to miss any games. But I do think that, if the hypothetical is that Terry does have to miss a game, then you adjust. And I do think that's when you get to see Cliff make his money. That's when Cliff makes his money. How does Cliff adjust without Terry? How does Cliff game plan against the opponent for this coming week? And I got a lot of faith in Cliff, to be honest with you. I like Cliff as a play caller. I honestly think we're going to see some things this year that we haven't seen Cliff do yet. As far as we're hearing Cliff, he watches every offensive snap from every NFL team, and not even just NFL teams. We got Josh Connerly because Cliff is watching Oregon schemes. He's watching college football schemes. So we may see things we haven't seen Cliff do yet, and he's gonna, he may evolve. Like this may be my bias coming out, but I do have faith that Cliff can game plan regardless of the personnel. But I don't want to minimize Terry's impact, because I want to see Terry play in week one. We do need Terry, and I do think we're a better football team with Terry McLaurin.
All right. Hey,
Mual, go ahead and respond to that.
I don't even know where that came from. That's why I was so confused. Like, where I'm coming discredit. But Moneyball, the same dude who say I be hyping up B-Rob every chance I get,
Moneyball says some wild stuff, man.
He be trying to get under my skin, bro. It be working too. I swear to God, it be working, bro.
Actually, Moneyball said something wild earlier. He said, what did he say? He said that he said something I wanted to say. Oh, he said Adam Peters is showing his inexperience by not having Terry.
That whole
first GM that done this.
The fact that the Terry stuff has led people to start questioning Adam Peters is crazy. That's like the one thing I'm like.
This isn't the first GM
I said something on radio off of just talking, because you get when you get going in your live, you just get going sometimes. And I walked it back immediately because I was just frustrated in the moment. I was like, man, for real, Adam Peters draft picks outside of Jaden and Mikey ain't done nothing anyway. And I was like, but I didn't really mean that. But then I thought about it. But then I
Brandon. But then I give you Brandon Coleman, but outside of that, like, we're talking about one already got cut. Ben Sinnott, he gotta have a good year. Luke McCaffrey, he gotta have a good year. And who the fuck else do they got?
Johnny Newton.
I mean, we're gonna see about him, but like, I don't think he had a bad season. He was just injured. But
this draft class may be a little bit better.
I've given up. There was a play today, man. There's no way he should have flew the way that he did, man. You know you're not going, like you're going thud, but they know not to take people to the ground. He caught the joint on the crossing route, took a couple steps. Mikey Gaiman gave him a little shoulder. He really, like, WWE sold the joint. Like, it was crazy. But then Mikey didn't really
flop,
the defense
flop for the practice rest.
I don't know. Luke, he may not have it, bro. Like, I like him as a little kick returner. He's fearless. He runs hard.
He may not have it. Cool, he don't have it. The day I went to practice, that boy dropped 3 catches, dog. I was just like, all right.
And then the drops, like he done had some weird drops, like
weird. All right, hey, talk to us about the defense, bro. Talk to us about the defense. What are you seeing? We'll go from your open thoughts and then we'll kind of narrow it down from there. But what do you think about this defense? Is it
all of my comments about the defense are like with the caveat that they're going up against this skill group without Terry. So like everything is I don't know how to really judge it all the way, but I think they have the guys up front now to do what they think they want to do. But then the preseason game if Eddie Goldman was supposed to be a part of the rotation, then he's got to be gone. Then they have a problem. Anybody watched it back, like you can't give up 5 yards when you get double teamed. Like just because you're getting double teamed, you got to hold the point of attack. And I really still think unless Kinlaw and Payne are going to specialize in that and play 70% of the snaps, I don't think they got a guy on the interior that can really hold the point of attack versus double teams, and it's going to make their run defense a problem again. But as far as like they got guys that can play inside and out, like you can go big. They've shown a lot of different fronts in terms of like a lot of double A gap stuff where they're walking the backers down, stuff they did last year. Jacob Martin is somebody that's been like really, really interesting to me in terms of like he put on 20 pounds this offseason. He was already like a speed guy, really. He's been getting decent amount of burn with the first team. You see him in those like sim pressure situations where he's dropping
that juice. I saw him
running into the flat.
Yeah.
So the defense is interesting. The secondary looks good, but I don't know if it's just because they're who they're going against or not. Trey Amos looks like the real deal and may be the best corner on the team by the time the season's over. You can just tell when somebody looks comfortable. Like he walks up to the line of scrimmage with a presence about him. He's long. He's not even the fastest guy. He's just technically sound. Like he never is off balance. He plays through the receiver. Like he does a lot of good stuff. And then at safety, it's been weird. Today was kind of the first like transition day where I haven't seen like Tyler Owens has been out there a lot with the first team running these 3 safety looks, which is interesting because maybe that says how they feel about the third linebacker spot or whatever. That's 3 safeties with 3 corners on there. So that's going 6 DBs. They've done that like quite regularly throughout camp. They've used Owens as a blitzer. They've played him in the deep half. Yeah, I know he missed the tackle in the game on Friday, but outside of that, like he played excellent. But Jeremy Reeves got that job today and was playing a lot with the first team. And I've been saying,
I was going to ask you about that.
I think he just has to play. Like he plays with like you can just see it. Like he has this quick twitch about him, bro, and plays.
AJ thinks he's only a special teams player, Lynell.
He's his football smarts. His football smarts makes up for his athleticism because he knows where the ball is going. He knows where the play is going. So he's a step. He gets that extra step that allows him to play on time and be there. I think he don't miss tackles for the most part. Like in coverage, he's been okay on tight ends this camp. He looks a little bit faster. Think about last year. He coming off of ACL, so you're not going to be as fast as you were. This is like I feel like his bounce back year. He looked good. Like I've not been saying it like for most of the offseason. No, like that would be the guy that I would start next to Quan because I just didn't know a lot about Will Harris. But Will Harris has had a really good camp. Like him and Zach Ertz have had a lot of back and forth battles. I think Will Harris may end up being like the steal of the free agent class. Like he may end up being the most impactful guy. Like he's got the Jeremy Chin mentality, but he's more athletic in terms of being able to run with guys. And because Chin, a couple of games could have got burnt up, but we were playing against Jake Haener and Will Levis. Like, so he couldn't really take advantage of him the right way. I think they look good as a defense, but it's just hard to see it for real because you're going up against this offense right now, and it's hard to like. They look out of sorts on offense. Like today, maybe I'm having recency bias too because today, but like the best thing about the offense through camp is like Jaden and Debo are on the same page. They hook up on a deep shot every day. Every day.
But Lynell, what about the running game? Because I hear Dan Quinn said that's one of the strongest position groups on the team is the running back room.
It's a good room. I don't. Dan Quinn's a nice guy, bro. Dan Quinn says a lot of nice.
He said that voluntarily though. Like they asked him what position groups were.
But I am interested in trying to figure that group out though, Lynell, because I didn't hear him say that, Dre. So that's new for me. But like, I haven't heard much about Eckler. B-Rob has been quiet. Like I know B-Rob has made some plays. They've said it. Like I've heard like people reporting it during practice. But overall, the only person you hear him hype up is fucking Bill Merritt.
Yeah. It was the other day after the preseason game.
Bill Merritt he looks different compared to the other guys. Like,
I believe it.
There's a twitch about it.
That's my dude.
Everybody they geeking over that.
But it's hard. And I think people are like getting smarter with this. I don't like touching that position in camp because this camp, you can't really see nothing. Like that's why the people that like do the whole joint practice and preseason game is the same as like the craziest thing. Playing in a game is so much different from practice, bro.
But Lynell, the thing with JCM, why the media has been talking about him and focusing, like you said, he's twitchy. So you see them jump cuts. Even though you're not getting tackled, you don't see nobody that has the vision or jump cuts in comparison to anyone else in that room. Because I seen it firsthand. I was like, oh, that boy got good vision and them jump cuts. It could get him in trouble in actual games. But as a practice mode and just being present, you can see it's night and day in comparison to the rest of the room. Like no one else has that intangible at all.
I also think he's a young baby bull. Shoulders already nicked up. The style that he runs with, he's jump cutting through the whole free league and not thinking because nobody could really whack him off of the jump cut. That'll change your mentality and change how you run the ball. Like I'm not saying that he's gonna start getting smacked and things like that. But I'm saying it's just hard for me to drink the Kool-Aid all the way on him not seeing a game. Played well against the Patriots, but like you come out of that joint and now you're not practicing because your shoulder's nicked up. Like so I don't know. I think he's a good player. You can see the vision with the jump cuts and all that. I just don't know if they're gonna take B-Rob carries away from him to give them to him. When they really get going this season. But I don't know how the running game is going to look as a whole because the one thing I think we're all forgetting about, like the run game sucked down the stretch, the traditional run game. The interior three was getting whooped, like penetration, blown up runs, and it's hard for B-Rob. He's not the special type of back to where if a guy gets through the lane and he can't make a miss and get you 3 yards afterwards, it's a loss of one and get back to line.
That showed us our first preseason game, although it was a bunch of backups in, but like they had to work for every yard in the preseason game too.
Yeah, but see, I just brought it up because Dan Quinn was specifically asked what position groups does he notice is the strongest in the team, and he named 3 position groups, and this was voluntarily. First position group he named was running back, then he named safeties, and then he said cornerbacks. And the running back room is interesting because there's another guy that's actually not really being talked about, and I don't even know if he can make the team or not, but Demetric Felton. I actually heard he was like the MVP of today, and he actually looked great against the Patriots the other day. So maybe he's a guy that's actually challenging to possibly keep 4 running backs on his roster. Have you seen anything out of Demetric Felton, Lynell, in your time watching him?
Yeah, but it's probably more Ashburn-y than anything. I don't think he's like God. Probably if they keep 4 backs, I think it'll be because McNichols made them keep them. Because McNichols
he fumbled against the Eagles, so I don't forgive him. He needs to go.
He
was one of the fumblers in the Eagles game.
I don't know what happened to him in that game. That joint still don't sit right with me personality-wise. No. And I started believing things about that team last year. Like, okay, they really rock with each other. They got some real goons on their team. And then they came out against Philly and acted like the moment was too big for them. Like, that's all I call that. Like,
go ahead, AJ.
I was gonna say, man, so I want to touch on the offensive line a little bit, and especially the guy that you say, what do you say, Coconut Joe or something like that? You want to party on U Street? I seen that you said that you had a one-on-one interview with Lermy Tunsil today. So want to get a little preview of that conversation, and then also what you think about the rest of the offensive line as a whole.
So just to get the Tunsil out of the way, man, honestly, I talk to Brad probably almost every day after practice. I have some sort of interaction with him.
Oh, you already just trying. Did he know who you was off rip? Like when you, I know I ain't mean to cut you off. I just want to know. Like, did he know like when you first started talking to him? He knew like the voice and the.
I didn't even have to say anything, bro. The first day of camp, everybody's lined up, like doing the little trying to video the players walking out. he walked up to me and I got the geek and dapped me up and walked onto the practice field. So was laughing though, but didn't say anything. So then they're an individual, so I like walked down there because we're allowed to be behind him. And then he dapped me up and was like, "It's all love, bro." And I was like, "All right, bet." And that was really all he had said for a while. Then I was like, "You trying to let me get the one-on-one?" This was like the first day at camp. He was like, "I got you. And he's been blowing me off low key. Just because you don't want to always do it after practice, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's summer. It's hot out that joint. But like he's cool, man. We chop it up about small stuff. He's a big Gunna fan, so we talking about little small stuff. But
that motherfucker,
yeah,
he's hit through that joint. That joint fire.
That whole situation is so crazy because I have deeper thoughts about like these are NFL players too, so they're taking sides in the locker room about like who rock with who. If you watch my videos, man, Deebo Samuel was a hard little baby young thug side with all that. So I wonder if there's like
he was Deebo used to be with us at QC Sports. So that's where the Migos and Lil Baby relationship really kick off.
He rocks with them hard. But Tunsil's a good dude, man. I think he's gonna be a good player for them. He's looked good during camp you don't really notice him. That's how I would put it, and that's like a good thing. The pressures aren't always coming off his side. I think he had a false start today though, which is something to like. That was his big thing last year. I asked him about penalties today during the interview. He was very like candid about it. He said that's for me. Won't ever happen again, and he's focused on it. But conversation was honestly brief on the record, man, because like you don't get the same. I don't know, like interviewing players, like you don't get the same interaction when a mic is on versus when you know what I'm saying. So we went like 5 minutes. Honestly, it was good little geek in the convo though. But the offensive line as a whole is interesting because like they got to get healthy because if they're not gonna have Brandon Coleman or Sam Cosmi, like we have a problem. But I don't know how severe Brandon Coleman's injury is here in practice today. If they have to go into week one without this is why I'm talking about the Giants. Like, I'm already looking at that. If they go into that game without Brandon Coleman and Sam Cosmi, they're not winning that football game. That front in New York is like, people are asleep. I'm telling you.
No, I get you. I get you.
It's not even about Abdul Carter. Darius Alexander and Sexy Dexy playing together is crazy, bro. Then they got Thibodeau. Then they got Burns. Like, they got... Even with the offensive line fully intact, that is going to be a dog.
It's a headache.
That's going to be
the front seven, Giants front seven, like that's a top tier front seven. Like no matter what.
But does Russell Wilson scare you?
To hell with, I don't
I know what more will say.
This is where it gets interesting. Their offensive line is not that good, but like if they want to play man and they want to blitz and they want to put dudes under siege. Marshawn versus Neighbors. I'm putting Amos on him. I'm not even putting Marshawn on Neighbors. I'm putting Trey on him and letting Young Bull go out. Marshawn got to be selective in certain stuff. He's had a good camp, but like
I was going to ask you,
he's not. I don't think he's a man-to-man corner anymore. I think he's like a play in quarters, play through the eyes of the quarterback, break on the football like type of dude now. Like I think speed is going to be a problem for him. Like,
yeah, because it was somebody not named Stephon that was giving him some problems at pass camp. And I think Booty was probably the dude.
Yeah. It was a cool backfielder. That was good. I mean,
somebody was giving a little couple fits at practice, and like I don't want to draw conclusions because it's just one practice, it's one day, but more so just like he didn't have any negative reviews against the Commanders in Commanders camp and practice, but the first time he goes up against another team, that's why I was like, all right, hold on now, what am I missing here? And I want to close that gap.
Well, Mikey had a bad day that day, right? And against the Patriots, from what I heard,
man-to-man coverage is hard, young. Like that's what's crazy. Like it seems like, and they blitzed like the 7th most last year, and they didn't play as much man because you got Benjamin St. Juste and Mike Davis. You're not going to just leave your guys in man all the time. I think like their defensive philosophy this year is get pressure however we can. There's going to be a lot of 5-man pressures. And leave our guys on the island and let them see if they can defend. They play a lot of man in camp. And I think they're relying on that pass rush to be able to get home. But if the pass rush don't get home, they can have problems. But, like, that's where, like, rush and coverage go hand to hand. But
can the pass rush get home? Because I think I seen you mention that the defensive line is much more improved. I mean,
talk about Von Miller, too.
Yeah, Von Miller and all that stuff. So, like from that position, do you think that it's a major overhaul in comparison to last year's front 4 rotation that they had?
maybe this says something about the other units. Their pass rush has been the most consistent, best thing throughout camp that we've seen every day. Shows up every day. They're running a bunch of games up front. They're blitzing a lot, and they got dudes on the edge that can win. And it's not like they're winning in just by one-on-one stuff. They're doing a good job executing picks and things like that. You saw it in the game where Jazon and Jacob Martin worked the game. When you got big dudes that can play inside and out, imagine Javon Kinlaw setting a pick on the guard for a defensive end to loop inside. They have the bodies to do what they want. And I think they're going to scheme up rush, and they're going to blitz a lot too. Von Miller. It's not like he flashes every day, but you see stuff, a practice here, practice there, where it's okay, he's got the juice to be able to win. They're probably most consistent pass rusher the camp's probably been Dorrance Armstrong. He's had a really good camp. He's got bend. They rush him as a stand-up dude on the edge. They're rushing him as a stand-up dude lining up over the guard. He's been able to get after the quarterback well, but I think they're just creating pressure in a bunch of different ways. They're blitzing dudes out the secondary. They've been aggressive in how they've been trying to get after Jaden. It's also a part of the reason why the offense may be looking bogged down, because they're not game planning for the pressures that the defense is running. They're just seeing it. So that's another thing to look at, because I'm telling you, it'd be plays where the joint is over after 3 seconds of the ball being snapped because he's swallowed. You know what I'm saying? But that's also the byproduct of his camp. Pause. Y'all see him going. Pause. So that's just the byproduct of camp and not game plan and everything. But I don't know, man. I do think they're going to be able to get after people's quarterback, though, man. They got the right dudes up front. I feel to be able to get home. All right, here we go.
Ain't nobody say nothing, bro.
Moneyball's
hilarious. Ain't nobody say anything.
Yeah, I know. We ain't had to say nothing. But look, though, Nell, we're gonna end it there. I think we definitely taking a lot of your time, bro. But you've been grinding, doing your thing, bro. We always in your corner, man. So we ain't gotta wait a whole another year to get you back on. Let's try to link up again during the season. Try to get you back on, man. I want to give you the floor to plug anything and everything you got going on. Although we know, but let the people know who only hear you on radio, possibly, that's hearing you for the first time on this side. Let the people know what you got going on, bro.
I just got social media for you, man. NELL_BTP. You type it in every search bar, you'll get me.
There it is. Nell, appreciate you, big dog. Be safe, bro.
Okay, before we get out of here.
Oh, man. What are you about to say, bro?
It goes back to Terry McLaurin.
Oh, okay.
On a percentage scale, what would you say he's playing week 1?
I would say
100%.
65. I would go 65-35. He plays in week 1 and doesn't. And to compare those numbers, because I know what people are going to say, oh my God, he's hyping it. Jeremy Fowler said today gave it a 20% chance. So I'm 15% above that.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm 65-30.
Yeah, I'm at 110%.
Damn, I just think that he's just not about it, huh? I just think he's mad, bro. When you feel played with, I don't
think he's Antonio Brown. I don't think he's T.O. Because, boy, if it were me and I was in Terry's position, if I really wanted to act the ass, I would go in the stands with the fans and hang out with them the whole time. I would have did my own presser the day that practice was open to the public the first day with ESPN on site and NFL Network. I would have acted an ass.
But see, AJ, the team can get petty. That's the thing people keep discounting. The team could put him on they could put him on the left team reserve list. And he doesn't come off that list. Yes, he doesn't come off that list until they want him to come off that list. Yeah, he don't want to go on that list.
Hey, bro, if you really want to become a distraction, become a distraction, bro.
I don't think he wants to be
right now.
Already a distraction.
Right now, I don't think it's much of a distraction at this point.
It is. We talk about it every day.
You didn't put
it's literally. I'm telling you. I've never seen nothing light up the phones the way that Terry does, yo. It's the craziest thing. People are coming out the woodwork that I've never even heard of. It's a crazy thing.
Top 10 receiver, Lynell?
Top 10?
Is he top 10?
On his best day.
What is his best day?
On his best day, he's top 10. He probably, I can make the case for him anywhere from 10 to like 15.
What is his best day look like?
I actually stamped it on a show, I think last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, whenever Santana went to the Ring of Fame, bro. I don't think it's gonna be it ain't Terry for sure. I don't think it's gonna be anyone close to like our lifetime, maybe slicing it, but like our near term or our near future, that's gonna be like Santana Moss, bro. Like the shit that he pulled when he was in his prime here in Washington, bro. I don't think we'll see that for a long time, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Deshaun Jackson was the closest.
Yeah, it felt like anytime, just like the can score anytime you touch the ball type joint.
Yeah.
But Tanner,
Terry's like that, but he always gets tackled by his damn ankles.
Yeah, he don't know how to score.
You know how to score in that red zone, though. Yeah. Man, did y'all see the numbers the dude posted?
Wait, who's talking about?
Young dude, Mason Kinahan posted some like crazy numbers of like Terry's contested catch numbers in the red zone last year were like the best over the last 6 years in the NFL.
But that's his best trait. His contested catches is what Terry does.
He's got the great. He be contested catching like this, bro. Like it be.
But it also says
you like you know what I'm talking about, bro. Terry catches be like this, bro. Like,
yeah. It also says you ain't getting separation. His hands are terrible. Everything's a body catch. So
he's the best body catcher in the NFL.
What's up?
What you gotta do that, AJ?
Where did that even come from?
AJ go.
He can still catch. Like what's
AJ is who the people think
he has a style doesn't mean his hands terrible.
Y'all just put y'all two elbows and forearms together, imitating how he catches the ball. But I'm wrong when I say he a body catcher.
No, that's not what you said. You said his hands is terrible.
Yeah, his hands are not terrible. Yeah.
So if you were imitating Terry catching the ball, you would have put your forearm and your elbows together.
Contested catches.
You would have put your fingers together.
Just because he has a habit of catching a certain way don't mean his hands is bad though, bro.
He be coming down with that.
How many drops he had?
Y'all just show how to catch the ball as a double amputee, bro. and y'all mad at me for saying the man catches the ball with his body.
Example.
How many hands catches he dropped, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have that exact stat, bro. But yeah.
You know what
Lynell, bro? Go ahead.
People have been tossing this joint around like, if you had to line up tomorrow, are you taking Terry or Mike Evans? I was like, I'd probably take Mike Evans.
I'm taking Mike Evans, without a doubt.
Okay, bet. But our fan base is so like twisted about Terry that they would say Terry, and that's how I knew people were on crack. Knew people were drunk.
I don't think they understand like how like Mike Evans is dominant, bro.
Yeah, Mike Evans is a dog, bro. Like,
but see, a lot of our fans don't watch other NFL teams. That's the thing. Like, watch the Commanders, Redskins, you know, and
a lot of people on Twitter. A lot of people don't even understand what they're watching. That's the main thing.
Somebody was like, "Man, Terry need to get paid that $33 million, bro, because there's only two other receivers better than him." I said, "Huh?" I was like, "Hold on, bro." I asked him again. I said, "Bro, you said Terry is the third best receiver in the NFL." He said, "Yeah, man. Jamar Chase, Jay Jettis better. Those are the only two that's better than him." I said, "Huh?"
I had a dude.
Hey, AJ, have you heard this, bro? I think there's like that's why Seattle did what they did. I think like just how when Deshaun Watson got paid, the owners was pissed that he got that guaranteed money. I think they're about to start treating the receiver position like that too, bro. They don't want to pay these dudes $40+ million, bro. That's why Seattle said, "DK, you're gone, brother. We can't pay you that."
I don't think they have a problem. It's just you need to be at a certain age when that window.
But only the top two. It's just like quarterback, bro. Only Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh should be getting the $60 million joint, but you got to give it to the lesser dudes like Dak because the market is the market. That's why Garrett Wilson got the money he got. Garrett Wilson ain't no damn $35 million a year receiver.
But I guess when you look around the wide receiver class, who else is in line to get paid next until some of these other guys, like maybe a Jameson Williams gets to a certain point. But you gotta wait a little bit more for Brian Thomas Jr. You gotta wait a little bit more for Malik Neighbors, but
Drake London going to ask for $40 million. What?
Yeah, I mean George Pickens could be an interesting case, But I mean, there's not really another guy that we view. Oh, Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is one. I just thought of him. We'll see what happens with that. But he's like pretty much the next one up to really get paid. Outside of that, you gotta wait 2-3 more years for that to take place.
Yeah, we're gonna see though. But I think Drake London might be the next dude up. I think because he's maybe a 3 years.
Hey, I ain't gotta say too much, man. Everybody on Trap or Die know that. Hey, we just gotta get your boy on board.
No, Fred Smoot gave us hell about Drake London.
Yeah, we just gotta get your boy on board, bro. I told you next time I talk to him on the mic, bro, I'm not letting him forget it, bro.
Lynell, you know what Fred Smoot told us about Drake London? He said USC receivers are garbage. I said, what about Keyshawn Johnson? He said, go look at Keyshawn Johnson's highlights on YouTube. They all my highlights.
That's crazy. That's wild. Nah, Drake London's nasty, bro. I rock Drake London's a dog. He's big and shifty.
Hey, shout out to Rio. I ain't forget what he said either, man. I know you did this show earlier. That boy called him a tight end coming out. I said, yeah, all right. I made sure I got on Spaces, bro. I gave them 10 minutes of my time, bro. I said, look, man, I was like, I ain't letting y'all get away with this shit, bro. Hey, all right, let's get up out of here, man. Hey, Lynell, appreciate you joining us, fellas. We will be back post game Monday night. Trap or Dive late night. All 32 will be back tomorrow. And yeah, I think we good. Lynell, we're gonna tap in again this season, bro. We ain't going a whole year without us talking again.
For sure, man. We can find a time during the week if we can hit a weekly joint, maybe. Who knows, man? Just try to nail a time.
Are you back at Fridays? On Sunday?
That's why we gotta talk.
Okay,
man.
Say no more.
I pull up, bro. I pull up.
We all should be on Fridays. All collective.
Hey, I just retired. I put my jersey in the hangers with flag football, bro. So I got a little bit more time and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations, man.
when did you retire?
Like after this tournament a couple weeks ago.
Or you about the Mike
media availability, president, man.
I don't need none of that, bro. It's up there, bro. You know, it's over with. So yeah, I'm around. We'll talk though. Let's make sure we talk.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'll start up the group chat and then we'll figure things out.
For sure.
All right, that's it. That's until next time. Everybody stay safe. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We up out of here.
Hey, you crazy, yeah.
Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Damn, set, watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through 4th and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.